What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And I have a special guest today. My baby is in the building.
Hey, y'all.
What's up? What's up? What's up? And today's video is going to be a little bit different. We have some topics that we wrote down the other day, and we just kind of want to share them for the couples out there, black couples especially. And we have a little mystery wheel here that we're going to spin. And whatever topic it picks, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to try to keep this video short but very informative. So not to ramble too much, let's give it a whirl. You'll see what it lands on first. Let's see, I guess I'll spin it blindly and then we'll see. All right. If you had to guess, what color you think it lands on?
I can't see because the back of the wheel is white, not clear. I'm gonna say purple. You know I'm biased.
Purple? I'm gonna say blue.
Blue.
Yep. Hopes it lands on blue. All right, what we got? Oh,
You didn't turn it.
It was just no.
You gotta read.
I gotta redo it.
You gotta read.
All right, I'm gonna hold it still next time, y'all. She said that was not fair. I'm like 100% positive that was green, but if I was wrong, let me know in the comments.
We'll just peek around this time.
Okay, no, I'm gonna hold it still. Lightly.
Well, you don't have to hold it. It's on work life.
Bam.
Don't do that.
Work life.
Yeah, it's on red. Work life.
Red. Okay, we were both wrong anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Twice, because it was on green. I'm positive. But
Yeah.
all right, work-life balance as far as relationships go. So
I think you'll probably have more to say about this one, since right now I'm currently waiting to return to work, to the classroom.
gotcha.
You know, teacher, so it's on a break right now, but
Gotcha.
so you are currently technically the only one that's working right now.
Well, I quarterback it, and we'll just touch on it from there.
Gotcha.
I understand that sometimes work-life balance can be tough depending on the hours that you guys possibly work. I know for me, it's like a typical 9 to 5. Most days I go in early, like 8:30, and get home at roughly 6, 7. I say the tough aspect of it, and then you can kind of say your side of it for you. But for me, it's like, okay, sometimes it gets tough because, okay, you get home, you only have a few hours left in the day. Sometimes, depending on your career, you may have to bring your work home, and that's something that, you know, as a couple, you may have to balance out. But between 6 to 7 to laying down roughly 10, 11, you know, to get a decent night's sleep, it can be tough because not only do you have to, you know, find what, you know, I guess, what I want to say here, try not to ramble on it. I would say find time for your partner in those few hours, but you also have to find time for yourself because, okay, you're trying to wind down after coming off an 8, 9 plus hour shift, and, you know, sometimes it can bring stress on a relationship, and it can be hard. What do you say about it?
Yeah. In terms of like the timing of it, both of our jobs are pretty much the same hour-wise, like that, you know, typical 8 to 4, 9 to 5-ish type work. So we're not necessarily like two ships passing in the night. Like some people may be where one person's working in the morning, the other one's working in the evening. That's been the case for like my sister and her husband at certain points in their marriage. Like literally, like as one is coming in, the other one's going out. But we're not on that situation. But in terms of time, it can be hard when you're talking about working that full 9 to 5. In some cases, working the 9 to 5 plus a, you know, part-time or side hustle, and then still trying to come home and be, you know, wife or girlfriend or, you know, mama, or just take care of yourself and just have some time for you. For me, what I've had to learn the hard way, and sometimes I still have to learn it in the moment, is that you just simply cannot do everything in 24 hours. I'm very schedule oriented. I'm very to-do list oriented, and so it's nothing for me to try to like map out my time throughout the week. This is what I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever times. But you have to be flexible, and you have to understand that different things need to happen on different days if you really want to kind of get it all done. Some people call it like time chunking or day chunking, where they do certain aspects of their life on certain days and they just kind of focus on it. Because if you try to do every last single thing that you want to do every single day, like Monday through Friday, a ball's gonna get dropped, and you're gonna just really just kind of be hard on yourself and just feel like, man, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's like, you are, but you only got 24 hours in a day, right? And so for me, the typical buckets that I have are, mom, I have my son. Of course you have your job. Like I said, right now with teaching, this is considered summer break, but I am, working on some things to kind of get prepared for August. School, I'm in school, working on my doctorate. Those are kind of like my main 3 buckets: motherhood, teaching, school, and then of course, just being, girlfriend, personal, being a girlfriend, taking care of myself, self-care, all of that. And I have to do it during different days. Working out, I would love to do it every day, ideally, but for me, I've come to find that it works out if I do it every other day. And, it works even better when I kind of really focus on it on the weekends. So like Saturdays and Sundays are when I really get it in on that. And then, maybe I only go once or twice during the week versus really just trying to push myself to go every day when I have so many different pieces that I really can't predict that's happening in my life, with my son, you always want to spend quality time with your children. And I know for me, one of the things that I've struggled with is just feeling like I'm never spending enough. Like, it just don't matter how much time I spend with him, how much I play with him. It just always sometimes never feels like it's enough. And that can be a whole other topic for another day. But again, certain things on certain days, because, I want to read with him. I want to play with him. He does speech therapy and occupational therapy right now. He's autistic. I have an autistic son. And so we have to work on those skills. Can't do it every single day because we'll literally just run myself up the wall. So we say, hey, we're going to, read, for like maybe 20 minutes, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. He does speech and occupational therapy on Wednesdays. So he actually goes and sees the doctors on Wednesday. We might practice the skills that he learns on that, maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So there's a day, for everything, versus saying I'm finna get 10 things done every single day, if that makes sense. So that's something that's just been really helpful for me. Even with my schoolwork. Now with my doctorate, that's a little different because that's a doctorate. You kind of got to get it in where you fit in on that one. And so that is one of the situations where it's like, yeah, you are going to be working on that every day for numerous hours a day. Like, it just is what it is. Sometimes I can catch it in the morning before, everybody gets up and the house just starts, starting to move. Sometimes I can catch it throughout the day while he's at work or my son is at camp. Sometimes I have to burn the midnight oil and catch it at night once I put my son to bed. It just kind of is what it is with that. But even with that, I still try to time chunk and say, hey, if I worked on it, 3 hours on Monday, maybe just do 2 on Tuesday, or maybe just skip Tuesday, take a break, let my mind rest, and then pick it back up Wednesday. But the way that works successfully, if I'm not going to do it every single day, is when I am working on it, I got to get it in. Like, I can't play with it. Like, if I'm saying I'm going to spend 3 hours and I'm going to read research articles and I'm going to, write X number of pages on my dissertation, I can't play with it. I got to get it done, put my headphones in, turn the TV off, get off Instagram. I got to get it done, so that's how that goes too.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen, since she has basically taken over that section.
What about emotions though?
What do you mean?
Go with that.
What do you mean?
Like, when I think about like work-life balance, like, yeah, it's easy to talk about the job part, and it's easy to talk about, like what the timing of it looks like and how we somehow manage to get everything that we need to get done within our day or our week. But I know a lot of times too, when I think of work-life balance, I think about the emotional side of it too. Like the different emotions that you might experience on the job and then how that affects you
when
you come home to your family, like bringing that home?
For me personally, I try to keep that under wraps as much as possible, but there are days where you just don't have it in you. Like I said, you spend the majority of your time with these people, and you talk to them, you eat with them, you go out with them, whatever, and it's like, all right, this like your family members, so to speak, because you see them every day. You see them more. I see them more than I see her most of the time, to be honest with you. But and of course at work you're gonna have moments that irritate you. Being in the sales business like I am, you're gonna have times where your coworkers get on your nerves, your boss may get on your nerves, and it's like, for me personally, what I tend to do that may help you guys out is to, as soon as I get off, and she can attest to this, I literally take like at least 20 to 30 minutes to myself. Most of the time I'm watching, if not longer, but I'm either watching YouTube most of the time. It's like I find funny clips and stuff that just make me laugh.
Do that. Like, will y'all do that, like, before you just come home? Like, I know me personally, I do it in my car. Like, when I get home from work or from just my day in general, like, before I go in the house and before I have to cook dinners and clean and do laundry and be mama and be girlfriend or whatever else, like, I might sit in my car for like a good 20 minutes and either listen to some music, or sometimes I just sit in silence. I just need quiet. I need to just be able to hear myself think. Because especially at school, like, you got bells ringing, you got kids hollering, you got computers going, copy machines running. It's just noise all day long. And I just be needing like 2 minutes to just hear myself.
Well, luckily for me personally, my job is a little further from my home. So it's like I got at least 30, 40 minutes to ride. And in those 30, 40 minutes, I think it actually does me good in addition to the 20, 30 minutes I might take when I walk into the door. It's like when I walk into the door, yeah, I'm going to have my own time. But like on that highway, it gives me time to either listen to music, pray, or just, whatever. Just let the windows down and hear the wind and whatever, look at the scenery just to, wind down. Because again, coming home with that kind of stress can affect your relationship. What do you think?
Most definitely. We can go deep into that because, y'all, I've been teaching for 10 years. This will be year 11 in August. And I have some stories. And it's kind of gotten to the point now, like summer has kind of been like the saving grace because, again, summer breaks, so I don't really have too much of nothing to talk about. But, like, during the school year, like, baby, no. Like, I will come through the door, baby, let me tell you what so-and-so said. Let me tell you what they did, and he really, and I just appreciate him because he always gonna listen. Like, he gonna always ask me, like, well, baby, how your day went? How did things go? How did you feel today? He gonna always check in with me, and I appreciate that about him. But I be having some stories, and it'll go from 0 to 100 real quick. My emotions, I'll bring them emotions that I had from at work right on into the house and be like, oh, they just made me so mad. And I get the cussing and fussing and all that. Yeah. But one thing that I would lovingly just kind of like really caution couples about with doing that, like, it's really important to be supportive of your partner and check in with them, see how they're doing emotionally. But if you also know you're the one who, when you come home from work, you are always bringing the stories, you are always bringing home the emotions, and you are typically the one that's bringing the stress and the frustrations of your job to your home with you, be very careful to not make your partner an emotional tampon.
That's that word you say.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah. But when I say emotional tampon, ladies, y'all know we use tampons. What we using that time of the month, you stick it up there and it clogs up, the blood and all that stuff. Don't use your partner as an emotional tampon to force them to like just kind of clog up and soak up all that negative energy and all those negative emotions. And it's so easy to do it, and it's so easy to do it unintentionally. Like, you just be coming in, they ask you about your day, and you just take your few moments to, you just kind of vent or whatever. But really kind of, before you step over the threshold between work and home, really kind of get yourself in check. Like, that's why I say I take the 20 minutes in the car. before I even get through the door. By the time I get through the door, the 20 minutes in the car then brought me down from like a 10 to like maybe a 5 or a 4. And so I still might tell them how my day went, but the emotions, the frustration, the anger, the whatever I felt might not be as intense, you know. And so, you know, that's helpful for not turning him into my emotional tampon where he just soaking in all my negativity. And then, you know, now we arguing or we fussing or we at odds or we're not speaking or anything like that. And so that's something that I would just really strongly caution y'all against. If you are gonna vent, because venting is not a bad thing, but if you can, try to put a time frame on it. I would say maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes each person. If y'all are checking in with each other, I would say maybe 5-10 minutes tops. Go on, get it out your system, say what you gotta say, feel what you gotta feel, and then cut it.
Did it.
Mm-hmm. Because if you keep letting it go on and on and on, and you talking and venting for 30 minutes, an hour, dinner time come, you still venting. Time to take baths and get ready for the bed, you venting. You in the bed with your man or your woman and y'all supposed to be, you know, just on some chill stuff, chilling. You still feeling the way. Like, it's gonna affect the relationship dynamic, you know, in terms of everything. Like, just your communication, your intimacy, all that. So, you know, if you're gonna do it, be real careful about the intensity of the emotions. Try to find ways to calm yourself down before you even get to your partner. Especially if you know that you got a good one and they just gonna really care and they just gonna really want to know, like, you know, tell me how did it go, and you know they gonna open yourself up. They gonna open themselves up to you to even want to know. Don't turn them into that tampon, because it's not good either way.
Gotcha. And as far as us men and fellas go, like, sometimes we don't tend to talk about all our work issues or whatever issues we have going on, because, you know, as men, we taught to hold it in, take it, like, shut that bitch shit up and just, you know, keep it moving. Shut that bitch shit up and keep it moving. Stop all that bitch ass crying, and, you know, but it's like, all right, we deal with a lot from time to time, and it's like, all right, who we gonna talk to, who we gonna tell, who we gonna talk to. But if you're in a relationship, fellas, and you feel that your woman is solid, go ahead and, you know, not saying, you know, just drain all that off, like she said. I don't know what to call it, because we ain't using no damn tampons. You know, I hope y'all ain't. But, you know,
I just steal my word.
Find a way to kind of just, if you like working out, like, hit that gym. If somebody piss you off at work, I know I do, hit that gym, hit that treadmill, run, lift them weights. You know, go for a walk, or just, you know, whatever it is that floats your boat. Listen to some music or whatever. Not too much crunk, because you're going to get mad, but just whatever floats your boat when it comes to calming your nerves, because you don't want to take that home. And then, you know, fellas are, you know, at times, and women too, is people quick to react on stuff that might not have been meant this way or that way, but you took it that way because you're already on 8, 9, or 10, depending on what somebody said at work, and you knew they meant some underhanded stuff, so you taking that the same way from your partner, and they may not necessarily mean that. So just be, you know, real thoughtful about how you control what happens at work. That's what I was saying.
And I think that's like we could actually like make a whole other video on that. You know, that kind of falls under communication when you're talking about, like, you know, how you perceive stuff, especially when you emotions are already running high because you coming in from work or you coming from a intense situation, and how you perceive something that your partner may be saying, and, you know, just kind of reading the room and all that. I think that could definitely be a whole nother topic. But you all, you know, just to kind of,
so let's, you know, you trying to wrap it up. All right, so I got two things. I'm gonna make this into like a questionnaire, so to speak, and I'm gonna give 2 questions.
Go ahead.
All right, so 2 questions on this topic of work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
What would you personally recommend to couples our ages and younger? You know, if you're older and watching this, cool too. What would you recommend that? We've been given a few tips, but out of this whole video, if they could take away anything, what would you have them to take away to basically limit the stress from their partner with the coming home from work, or how to protect themselves from the work stress at work?
Okay, so I heard you say how to protect yourself from the stress at work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning that one, but one thing, Child, y'all, the struggle is real. I'm gonna have to kind of like do something totally separate for like my teacher self-care, because baby, if you know, you know. But I would say just understand that you just gotta be okay with certain stuff. You just gotta be okay with certain stuff. And this is coming from, you know, somebody who is like on the slick tip of recovering perfectionist, you know, who is just, you know, taught from, you know, early age, you know, you gotta do stuff a certain way, it's gotta be perfect, it's gotta be right, you know, just had all that stuff kind of taught to me as I was growing up. But you gotta just be okay with certain stuff. You just gotta be okay with uncertainty. That's probably the thing that I would tell them. That's what I would tell you. Yeah, it just kind of popped up in my head. Be okay, be comfortable with uncertainty. Because, again, I told y'all, I'm real list oriented, real schedule oriented. So I'm a person that likes to know. I like to know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, who I'm doing it with, what time I'm supposed to be doing it, and how it's supposed to look when I finish doing it. But, and I'm not saying don't have a game plan for your job, you know, for your work life, but be comfortable with knowing, all right, I can plan for every scenario possible, but it will still never be enough to prepare me for the unexpected. Be okay with it. Be okay with knowing that the unexpected is going to happen. It ain't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Be okay with it. Because if you're really one that's trying to always anticipate everything and trying to plan for everything and trying to, you know, just really micromanage your time down to the millisecond, you're going to be stressed the hell out. Period. You're going to be stressed the hell out. Your family going to be stressed the hell out because you're going to bring it right on to them. You know, and everybody just going to be walking around stressed out, irritated, ain't talking, fussing, slamming. Like, it's just, you know, it's just a snowball effect.
Gotcha. And second question, what I say is for work-life balance. I personally feel like vacations are really good to kind of diminish some of that stress from work. And I got one coming up, and I promise I took almost every day in September I could think of when we was at Cups. But how much do you think vacations, and how many do you think per year should each couple or individual take for themselves to kind of free themselves from that work stress?
Now, I can't give a certain number because that just depends on your situation, right? That depends on what your PTO looks like with your job. That depends on your personal financial situation, all that. But take as many as you can, you know. You have PTO for a reason. Please take it. Don't be one of them ones, oh, I'm going to just save it up and just save it up and save it up. And then, you know, because I know with some jobs, at least here in our state, at least with the teachers anyway, like they used to, they would pay you for your days that you didn't take. So, like, if you just never took any days off work, it would just roll over year after year after year.
They ain't doing that.
And then they would, you know, pay you out for those days once you retired. Don't do that. Like, I knew when they first told me about that, I was like, oh, child, you ain't got to worry about paying me for no days, because I won't be one of them people, like, take your days. I'm at a point this school year, like, coming up this school year, because we typically get, like, maybe 10 days in addition to, like, you know, the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that. But with them 10 days, I'm going to take, like, at least one day a month, at least, like, one mental health day a month. Like one, at least, you know. And that's in addition to, like, you know, like the 3-day weekends, the Christmases, the Thanksgivings, the spring breaks, the audit. But one day a month, I'm going to at least take it. And take it and be unapologetic about it. You know, don't worry about what your boss is going to say. And, oh, and another thing, you ain't got to explain nothing to them. That's a whole nother video. You know, some people feel like they got to take time off work and explain to their supervisor where they going, what they, you know, owe them no explanation. It don't say on there provide an explanation. It just say take your time off. That's your time. That's your paid time off. Take it. You know. But yeah, that's what I would say about vacations. Vacations don't have to necessarily be, you know, something extravagant where you're packing and you're going on a week-long trip or nothing. Sometimes a vacation could just simply be, I'm taking this mental health day, and while everybody going to work, while all the kids going to school, I'm just gonna be in the house. It's just pure silence. It's just quiet. I don't want no TV. I just want to sleep. I just want to, you know, just have a complete self-care day, and I just go do all the things, my mani, my pedi, whatever. Like, you know, you define what a vacation is for you. but do it as often as your financial situation and your PTO will allow you to.
I'm gonna attack it a different way. For me personally, like, cause I know you get a few summers and spring break and different holidays. For us, we get Christmas, maybe Easter, and one other one. It's like none of that weekly stuff. Like we working throughout the whole year basically, and we get like, since I've been there a while, I get a total of 80 vacation hours or whatever. So that's roughly 2 weeks worth, and a few minutes in time here. But ultimately, that's 2 weeks out of 365 days, which, okay, depending on how you use it, it can be very helpful. Some people take, find that 1 month, birthday month, time of year that they like, and just summer especially, and just book all their vacation, like a week, 2 weeks off, whatever. Me personally, if I just had to give advice on how to take time off from work, if you have that type of time, is to like section it off. It's like you got spring, summer, winter, fall. And each one of those, at least take 2 of those days, like add on to a weekend. If you one of the people that got Saturday, Sunday off, take that Friday off, take that Monday off. That's basically a week right there. You've been away from, all that stress. And when you come back, I promise you, if you're in sales at least, your numbers go up. Me personally, like when I come back, I feel good. I'm attacking. I've been off. I got everything I wanted to do done. And if you just, even if you can't do that and you don't have as much vacation time, again, whenever you can, add to the days that you already got off, because that longer weekend, it does wonders. Like you won't have to look forward to Friday. If Thursday come before you know it, it's like, all right, I got Friday off. Now you got, you can enjoy your friends or whatever. So that's just me personally. That's what I would do if you had that type of time. And I think that's gonna wrap up this video, man.
Yeah, you guys. So as far as like your work-life balance, definitely keep those emotions in check. Find coping mechanisms for you that work for you, that will allow you to just really just kind of digress before you get to your partner, so they not your emotional tampon. You can still vent, but put a time limit on it so that it's not going all over, spilling all over into your night, messing up your your home life, your quality time with your family. And definitely with the vacations, take them as often as you can, as often as your personal situation will allow you to, because you only got one life. I know people say, oh, well, save your money and don't take no days off, or you're gonna be looked at as a bad employee. Like, child, the way depression, anxiety, and all these other mental illnesses is running around out here, go take your vacation. I promise, work ain't gonna, they will be just fine. Prepare the others. And go.
I love it. I love it. And to wrap it up for me, like, again, to hop on what she said as far as taking that time and stuff, like, at the end of the day, these big corporations, these businesses, these jobs, these 9 to 5, or whatever you're doing, whether it's your own business or whatever, like, I know a lot of times, like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, but if you don't never take time for yourself, eventually it will fall. So take those time for yourself, and with these jobs or whatever, they not going nowhere. As quick as they got you on, they will get rid of you. Your time to them is just a number, just a goal.
You can die on Friday, and they will
have you replaced by Monday,
posted and filled come Monday.
I promise you.
Swear,
So, dude,
I swear.
If you one of those people that's just super, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that for my job, and I've literally seen it. The people that do that are typically, and you think, well, I'm finna move up. No, you this person that they just finna call on to do everything, and then when it's time for you to make any other number, and you don't, if you miss that number, you can roll up just the same. So, I would personally say, just in the back of your mind, always know a job is just that, a job. It's not your life. This is a way to provide for your family. And I know times can be hard, but never lose faith that another one is out there. That's how I look at it personally. Like, don't let a job control your life. We already give them the majority of each and every day of our lives. Don't let them control your life, So,
but to wrap it up, y'all, we hope that those tips kind of help. We wanted to touch base a little bit on, just how we approach work life, in different seasons. Like right now, with it being summer break for me, but it's going to change in a couple of weeks, and I'll be back on my grind.
Get ready, baby.
And yeah, just how we just kind of maneuver through it as it changes, certain times of the year, different things that we do. We hope it helps. Let us know in the comments if it did help. Also, let us know, like, what are y'all actually doing to kind of balance out your work-life balance with you and your significant other? What are some things that y'all are doing? Because we want to learn from y'all too. Okay?
That's right. So I'm going to be posting this on all my social medias. I have her Instagram in the description as always. The next time we do it, we're going to just erase this topic and pick a different one on the wheel, spin it again, and let it fall where it may, and just give y'all straight raw and uncut of what we do and how we do it, and advice to maybe help y'all out. But until the next video, deuces!
Bye.
Essence, born with less, but you still precious. Just smell for me now.